Hello my beautiful people, welcome back to my channel. If you are new, my name is Angie Moon and I love to do a lot of beauty videos. I decided to try out Jeffree Star collaboration with Morphe. It's called Morphe X. Here's the palette really quickly so you guys can see, and I decided to play around with it and create this makeup look. If you want to see how I created this makeup look and which colors I used on the palette, please go ahead and keep watching. Alright my loves, let's go ahead and get started. As you already know, we're starting with our primer. Here I like to use Milani's Prime Light Primer. I really like this primer because this primer is not oil based. It's more like a lotion, I would say, for your face. And yeah, it doesn't leave any kind of residue, and I just love how it makes my skin very glowy. Okay my loves, now we're moving on to our foundation. Here I am using L'Oreal Infallible 24-Hour Wear Foundation. This foundation by far has been my favorite. I still haven't been able to find another favorite yet, but it's a really good drugstore foundation. It keeps your skin looking nice and smooth, and it really lasts, I would say, up to 24 hours. I haven't really tried it 24 hours, but I have tried it for over 10 hours, 16 hours, and my skin still looks very good. And now moving on to our concealer. Here I'm using L'Oreal Infallible Full Wear Concealer. Now this concealer, I have like a love and hate relationship with it. I love how thick the formula is, but I just hate a little bit how hard it is to blend it into my skin. Maybe I'm applying too much. I do try to, like, sometimes when I grab the concealer out, I try to squeeze some out from the, like put some back in the bottle. And what I've noticed as a trick now that I don't really mind it is I just use the concealer to blend it into my eyelid to kind of work as a eye primer at the same time. So honestly, like, I don't hate it at all. I just, like, in the beginning when I first started using this concealer, I just found that it took me a long time to kind of like blend it out completely. But if you want to use this concealer, then I would say try to put a little tiny bit or blend it out into your eyelids, and it works great as an eye primer, just how I'm doing here, and just take your time blending. Alright my loves, now moving on to our setting powder. I love to use the Airspun translucent setting powder. It does have quite a strong flower smell to it, just as a FYI if you guys haven't used it before, but it works amazing. It literally helps my makeup, especially in the areas where I applied the concealer. It helps it to keep it from basically melting off my face. I live in Florida and it's like very humid and hot, and honestly, like, this powder has done wonders for me. Ever since I started using it, it just helps my makeup last a long time. And now we're moving over to this contour kit. It's by Maybelline, and I got it in the shade light to medium. So what I like to do is I like to use their bronzer to kind of like contour a little bit. I'm not an expert on contouring, you guys, so I basically just am bronzing up my face. Basically, I like to add some on my forehead because I do have quite a large forehead, so I like to do that, and put some on my cheeks where anybody would normally contour. Also, as you can see where my jawline is, I like to put a little bit there as well because I do have a double chin when I look down. I sound terrible, like I'm putting myself down, but I'm not. I swear I'm used to this already. And also on my nose, because I have a bump on my nose, so I'm trying to learn how to contour my nose a little bit also, so that's what you're seeing me do right now. And yeah, this is just the way I do my makeup, so you guys can contour the way that you know. And if you have any questions, comment down below. Okay, so now you're gonna grab a big powder brush. That's what I'm doing here, and I'm removing all of the excess translucent powder. And what I like to do is, as I'm removing it, I'm kind of like spreading it all over my face to kind of like help with my makeup. Alright, going back to the contouring kit, now we're going to be using the middle side, which is blush. Sorry that I'm stuttering. I don't know why I'm stuttering. But anywho, I like to smile while I'm applying my blush. And then I spread it out to all over my cheeks, basically. And that's just the way that I like to blush. So go ahead and do it the way you know, or you can do it the way I'm doing it. Alright, my loves, we're moving on to my favorite part of the makeup process, which is our highlighter. Here I am using Wet n Wild's Mega Glow Highlighter number 321B Precious Petals. I absolutely love this highlighter. And anywho, I like to apply it above my cheekbones, a little bit on my cupid's bow, and a little bit on my nose. I just love how this highlighter makes me glow. And now for the star of the video, here we are using Morphe X by Jeffree Star eyeshadow palette. We're going to be starting off with this shade right here called Mr. Diva. And we're going to be first starting off applying it into our crease, sort of like how we do with a transitioning shade. Just work your way back and forth and take your time blending it out. Now in this part here, I grabbed more of the Mr. Diva shade. I'm still working with the same exact one. And what I'm doing is that I'm blending it all the way down to my eyelid. So just in case if you guys didn't see me grab more of the eyeshadow, I just wanted to let you guys know, because I am speeding up the video as much as possible. Okay, my loves, we're going to be using this beautiful shade right here. This one is called Millions. And what I noticed is that I tried applying it with a flat brush that was dry. As you can see on my eyelid, I already had a little bit. But I noticed that once I wet my eyeshadow brush, the flat brush that I'm using here, I noticed that the glitters were sticking onto my eyelid a lot better. So I do recommend for you guys to go ahead and wet your whichever brush you're going to be using to apply this shade. This shade is so beautiful, you guys. Like, I'm obsessed with it. Alright, my loves, now moving on to this shade right over here. This one is called Boss Angeles. This was like a dark maroon brown, and what I'm doing is that I'm applying it in the outer corner of my eyes to kind of give it a little bit of the cat eye effect and also kind of like a smoky eye effect. I wanted to just darken up that color towards the end of my eye. So what I like to do is that I usually pull on my eyelid. I notice when I do pull on it, it gives it that nice triangular shape. I don't know if you guys can see that, and kind of like a cat eye basically. And yeah, that's what I'm doing here. And just make sure that you take your time, you guys. Alright, now in this part here, I am applying some translucent powder under my eyes. I'm just making sure because the Boss Angeles shade is pretty dark and I didn't want any fallout or to have any mess, so I just did it as a precaution. So just take any kind of brush and go ahead and put some translucent powder. I noticed that this trick really does help to keep your under eyes nice and clean. Alright, my loves, now we're going into this shade right here called Hi Dude. It's a really dark brown shade. And I'm basically going over where I went with the Boss Angeles shade, right in the outer corner of my eye. Again, this is to darken up the effect to make it look more as a smoky eye and cat eye. If you don't want it this dark, you don't have to apply this shade, but I wanted to kind of like make it pop more. Alright, my love, so here I'm basically grabbing the same brush that I used for the shade Millions, and I'm wetting it again because I wanted to go over my eyelid one more time with the Millions eyeshadow color, just to make it all just to cover up my whole eyelid, even the dark side, with the glitter. Alright, now you can go right ahead and remove the excess translucent powder with a big powder brush, just how I'm doing here. Okay, my love, so now I'm using a mascara. This one is by Tarte, called Big Ego. And I already applied my fake eyelashes. I'm basically just applying a little bit to have my own eyelashes stick to the fake eyelashes, and then applying a little bit on the bottom as well. And now I'm applying NYX Control Freak Clear Brow Gel, and I'm basically going over my eyebrows. I didn't really put any color into my eyebrows. I'm using a clear brow gel, so you guys can go ahead and do your eyebrows how you normally would. And here I'm using NYX retractable eyeliner. This one is in the color Carbon Black, and I'm basically applying that to my waterline. Alright, my loves, here I'm showing you my lipstick. This one is by Milani Amore Matte Lip Cream, and this one is in the color Precious. This is by far one of my favorite shades to use because it matches pretty much any eye look. Alright, my loves, we're ready for our setting spray. Here I'm using Morphe's Setting Mist. And I gotta say, I really love this setting spray. It really helps my makeup last a long time, and it helps to refresh my skin as well. Okay, my beautiful, beautiful people, this is the finished look. What do you guys think? Okay, my loves, I really hope that you enjoyed watching my video. This was a very quick makeup tutorial. It was a voiceover. If you have any questions at all, please go ahead and comment down below. And yeah, that's about it. As you guys always know, I love you guys so, so much. Thank you so much for your support. Mwah. Besitos, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.